welcome back to RTS, and thank you for joining in on this YouTube hop because we are celebrating the lovely, the beautiful Joanne Bartell here on YouTube because she has surpassed the 1,000 subscriber milestone here on YouTube. And hitting that 1,000 subscriber milestone is a big deal because it opens up the algorithms and you get some more benefits and people get to see more of your content. So it really is a big deal to reach that milestone. But I wish everyone in our scrapbooking community had 20,000 subscribers because I love to see more and more people get involved in this hobby. So congratulations, Joanne. I think you're beautiful inside and out. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to do a layout that was completely inspired by Joanne because that's what we are to do in this hop. Scrap lift her or something that she inspires you to do. So many months ago, Joanne had told us something, and she had said that one of her very favorite collections was Dear Lizzie's collection, She's Magic. And I'll tell you why, I'm sure, because of these beautiful florals, because Joanne rocks the florals. So definitely make sure you look at her channel and all of the ones in the hop, and you will stay busy with inspiration for many days. So Joanne had said that she hoards this collection, but she also loves using it. So I thought it would be fun to crack out my stash of Dear Lizzie's She's Magic and do a layout. So thank you, Joanne, for everything you do for our community. I love you, friend, and definitely check out everyone in the hop. Now, also what I'm going to do is talk about my process in this because there's some things you can do to stretch your paper and also to beef up your design. So I'm going to be doing a Disney page, which goes to show, honestly, that when you are doing Disney photos and layouts and albums, you do not have to stick with that red, black, and yellow theme that the manufacturers are always throwing to us. You can look at your photos and take a cue, and at RTS I'm always talking about mood and feel, and so this is definitely a layout that will encompass mood and feel. Wait till you see what we do for a title. Absolutely, a lot of fun. So let me put these papers to the side, and you can see with Dear Lizzie She's Magic. Now, what year did this come out? This came out in 2019, so to me that's not old at all, but of course American Crafts is no longer producing a Dear Lizzie's papers, which I think that's a crying shame, but that's another story for another day. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play with some of these papers, and what I'm going to do first of all is that I'm going to take two papers and I'm going to cut them in half. So let me move this stack, and I am someone that I love this hobby. I love chatting about this hobby. I just love this hobby. So when you watch a video of mine, grab a cup of coffee, grab a cup of tea, grab a cup of something, because we're going to play. So I'm going to take this paper here, this coral, and this paper here, this beautiful green. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut them in half, which means I had to break out a cutting mat and a ruler and an X-Acto knife because you can't put that in your trimmer because that is longer than 12 inches. So I'm going to create a background with two pattern papers right off the bat. You know, Joanne loves this collection, so let's play with it. And this is the result. I just took one corner of the green and one corner of this beautiful coral, and we're going to play with this because in my photos, I am going to be doing a Disney layout. And this one here has some green in it, and this one here has some coral. And I will just show you this photo. Isn't this photo just gorgeous? I would have to say this is probably one of my most gorgeous photos I ever took at Disney, and we were just at the end of the ride, and look how beautiful that is. It looks like a postcard, so that's why I'm putting this on a page. I have some other photos to go with it, but this will end up probably being a 3-page layout by the time I'm done. So what I'm going to do is I'm doing a triangle design for my bare bones, meaning my base, and then I'm going to play off of the triangles once again. So how am I going to separate these patterns right off the bat without my photos competing? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a piece of white textured American cardstock. I'm going to cut it to about 11.5 by 11.5, and I'm going to plop it on top, and then I'm going to add some more corners. Yes, I am. So in that Dear Lizzie She's Magic collection, now, if you were to look at this piece of paper right here, would you think that this was a 12x12 piece of paper? It really was. Because if I turn it on an angle right there, that, I think it went this way, that is that piece of paper right there. Right there's your 12 by 12. So what I did was I cut off the top corner and the bottom corner, and then I put them on this piece of paper to make my corners, because this green goes with this photo up here, and these orange and corals goes with this photo down here. So that was my inspiration. So then you can see up here with the greens, I have the green corner. And then down here, where I had the orange and the corals, I put the corals. So we were playing with some triangles and doing a base page that way. A lot of fun. And of course, I would tell you this paper from Dear Lizzie. This was the inspiration for the whole thing. It really was. And that is the 12 by 12 paper. And then what I did, just cut off the triangles. And then, but again, that doesn't look like, that started out as a 12 by 12 piece of paper. I don't know what that looks like, but yeah, isn't that funny how when you take 12 inches and put it on an angle, it really looks bigger than 12 inches. It's amazing. It's a trick of the eye there. So that is going to be my paper. Now, since I wallpapered this, I just used another piece of Dear Lizzie paper that I wasn't crazy about, because I'm going to need some stability. So here we have our corners, and then our corners, and then our photos, and now we're going to play. So I thought what I would do is I'm going to put my title right in the middle, but before I get to the title, and definitely add in some mood and feel, I thought it would be good to add some texture. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the other corner, and I'm going to, you know, because I had two pieces of paper that was in the paper pad, I'm going to take these same colors and I'm going to layer them on top of this to give me some texture, because, you know, you don't want everything flat on your page unless you like that style. There's nothing wrong with that. So I took an edge punch, and I just picked one that had like a little bit of a wave, because mood and feel, baby, we're talking a Splash Mountain at Disney, so this is a water ride, so I want something that you know, coincides with the water ride. So I did a little bit of a wave here, and then I took this these greens and these corals and this yellow, and I'm already out of space. Story of my life. So I just did strips of paper, and I did all of them with that same edge. Now, some of my paper strips weren't long enough, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to add this wave into this triangle. So right now I have this a little long, and I don't trim anything until I know for sure what I need, what I don't need. Now this piece right here, see, that was long enough. But when I was dealing with this piece, it might not be long enough, so I might have to piece these, especially when I get to this one. See, this isn't long enough. So what I'm going to have to do is just cut it in half. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this one down here. I'm going to layer that on top. So see, this isn't long enough. But my photo is going to go up here, so I can get away with, you know, cutting that in half and then stretching it, because no one's ever going to know that wasn't a full piece of paper. So what I did was I just took that edge punch with that wave, some mood and feel, and I'm going to layer these on top of this, and I will trim off that extra, but you definitely could leave that extra overhang as a little bit of fun, a little bit of whimsy. We are talking Disney, you can get the whimsy in, but I will be trimming off those extras. And then now down here I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm going to use different colors. So again, that same edge punch. This is American Crafts knockout punches where they're interchangeable. So that's the one I played with. And I'm going to put these here. And again, I will trim those. You'll see that in the completed close-ups. I will trim that, because now remember, my photo is going to go down here. So I don't have to worry and go find another piece of paper. I can use what I have. I just have to piece it. But we're used to that. And then I'm going to piece this, and this was long enough. And so I added some decorative waves to those colors. Isn't this pretty already? Yes, and I will tell you, I agree with Joanne. This color scheme in the Dear Lizzie She's Magic is very, very pretty. So, of course, my photo is going to go here. And then my other photo is going to go down here. And then you say, well, you got a great big gap in the middle. Yes, because I'm going to put my title there. So let's play with the title, because I really had fun with this. And I broke out some things. I would just tell you, I broke out a Tim Holtz alteration die. I broke out some Bella Boulevard Alpha stickers. And what else? I broke out one of these Sticko stickers that came from Walmart, some Damask Love stickers, and some paper house. So when I play with my papers and my supplies, I don't just stick with one collection. I like mixing it all up. I think that is one of the best way to capture mood and feel. Take something of this, take something of this, and play. So with those Bella Boulevard letters, I spelled out the words Splish Splash. We are talking about Splash Mountain. So my title is going to be Splish Splash to the Briar Patch. That is my title. I love playing with titles. And also my title is going to be my journaling or intro to my story, because on my next 2-page layout I will probably have more journaling. For this one, I just wanted to capture these beautiful photos. I just love them. Love them. So then the word Briar Patch, I'll probably bring over here a little bit. And all this stuff goes moving when I go play, but I have to know where things are going to go before I start gluing. That's just how I scrapbook. Some people can just cut and glue and they're masters at it. Not me. I have to know where everything goes. Do I have enough space? Do I have enough supplies? Because I love to play. I love product. So the word Briar Patch was that Tim Holtz alteration die, and this one is called Vintage Market. And to me, it looked like the Briar Patch. So that's why I did that. And I used a gingham pattern. So when I say mood and feel, this is what I mean. Splish Splash is in a watercolor. Briar Patch is in a font that looks kind of country-like. And then the color I used was a yellow gingham, because we are talking about the Briar Patch. So when I say mood and feel, yeah, whatever your person, place, or event makes you, whatever mood it puts you in, whatever feeling it gives you, let that transcend into your product. So of course I'm going to have Splish Splash to the Briar Patch, and I'm going to use a chipboard number 2, a little bit of whimsy. Now somehow I have to get the word the in here, and I got some Lily B. Back in the day, remember Lily B? They are small alphas, but I love these. So I think what I may do is layer the 2 on the H, and then somehow get this word the, and I will squeeze the word in, because if I don't, you know how some people correct your grammar? That's my little one. My little one says, Mom, you didn't spell that right. You don't have that space right. That's not grammatically correct. So I want to get in there. Splish Splash to the Briar Patch. Fun, fun. Now here's where we're talking about mood and feel, because we have to get the rabbit on there, right? So that's where it came from, that sticker pack from Walmart. Too fun. So I love that. Splish Splash to the Briar Patch. Now Damask Love had some daisies, and I thought this is the last collection called Life's a Party. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in some puffy daisies. I thought that was kind of country-like, and then also some bits and bobs. So I want a little bit of a cluster base for my little rabbit here. So I just took a Maggie Holmes sticker, and because it's this coral, and I think it says walking on air or something. It doesn't matter. I'm covering it up, and I put the year 2011 at the end, and I'm going to put my little rabbit on top of the words, so my little bunny has a cluster. You know, he has a little bit of a base there. Something to rest on, like a little shelf. So let me put all this back. And then I have the year 2011 there, just 1-1 for 2011. And then, of course, Simple Stories, on one of their Disney sticker sheets, they had a sticker said Thrills and Chills, and I thought, how fun is that? Because this is very thrilling, but you also do get the chills. If it's February and you're doing Splash Mountain, it's a cold day, yeah, you get the chills. I thought that was fun. So I'm going to add some daisies. I'm going to add a daisy here. I'm going to add a daisy here. Somehow I'm getting all this stuff here. Somehow I will get it all in there. Just play. And I'll put a daisy there. And then I'll put this daisy over here. So my title, which is also some decoration and journaling at the same time, I'm doing 3 in 1 right here. Splish Splash to the Briar Patch. I love that. I love how that looks. And then on my One Foam Alphas, I had some little bits and bobs, and I love playing with bits and bobs. So I'm going to take another little foam circle, and I'm just going to emphasize the words splish and splash, and somehow I'm going to get all this stuff. Somehow, you'll see it on the page. And then the word splish splash, I'm going to connect them together with that little bit of a wave again. Again, a little bit of mood and feel. I might just stick this here, stick that there. I'll just get all of them on there. And I do want to make my words splish splash. I do want to make them a little cattywampus because, you know, you're on the water. Yeah. Now let's talk about on the water, and let's talk about more mood and feel. Since we are talking about Splash Mountain, and this is a water ride, and you know, you get splashed, you go down that steep hill, and yeah, it's just fun. Very fun. So what I decided to do was find something that would give me water. So Echo Park, a long time ago, I'm sure, I'd be anxious to know how many of you have this in your stash. Back in the day, Echo Park, 2011. It's so funny. 2011, that's when these photos were taken. They had this collection called Splash, and they had this great big, look how big that is. A water, you know, a burst of water, a splash of water. So what I'm going to do is show you how you can, even if you just have one, you can cut it apart, make two, and then I probably will be using these water bubbles as well. So what I'm going to do is, here is that water splash. So what I did is I cut it up into 4 pieces. That way I have enough for up here and down here. So I'm going to take this one and I'm going to just plop it under there. And I am also going to make sure that it touches my photo just a smidgen. Just a smidgen. Now I have these on wax paper, and again, that's how I play. And that way it looks interactive. If I just had this laying over here, there's nothing wrong with that. But see how I'm going to just put this loop of this splash. What would you call that? Water splash. I'm going to have that overlap my photo just a tad. Just like that. And then I'm down here, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to put this one down here. And this was all connected. And I just cut them apart so I can play with these. And I will, you know, stagger them. Put one on top of the other. Move them around. And this one here, this was a little bit left over, so I could maybe scoot this up a little bit. So whenever you have these big elements on your sticker sheets or whatever, cut them apart, maybe put them in 2 different places on your page, or only use half of it. And then also on that sticker sheet, there was another sticker. And it said just add water, but it had another little spray, you know, a little bit of water splash. So I cut it off that sticker, and I'm going to use it down here to give me more of illusion. And again, I'm going to overlap these so it looks interactive. Again, these are on wax paper. And I'm going to stick that there so it looks like a little bit of a spray. And then what I will do is I'm going to take these bubbles, and I'm going to play with them. And I'm going to, you know, create some look here. Now that might be a little bit big for my page. That's a little bit big. So let me see which one I could play with. Maybe some of these. And I'm going to just put them on my page somehow, somewhere, and you'll see that in the completed close-ups. I will be playing with those water bubbles. Now the other thing I wanted to do is I always like to look at my photos, and if I'm sitting here, I'm like, okay, well, what am I going to put on my page now? Well, then I look at my photo and see what's in my photo. So up here at this Splash Mountain entrance, it has entrance and it has an arrow. So I thought, okay, I'll go grab some arrows. And these came from Paper House. So I'm going to put an arrow here just as another little piece of, you know, embellishment and also some dimension. Because what do they call these? They call them stickers, but they're a hard puffy. Sticky Picks Puffy, but they're a hard puffy. And then I'm going to put one down here. And that way, my arrows make a visual triangle. Even though I'm working with a diagonal design, you still can get visual triangles in. And just like these daisies, they make a very long visual triangle. So what am I going to do to end up this page? Well, what I'm going to do is bring a little bit more white to the outside, and I'm going to take 2 photo corners. I love doing this, and I'm only going to do 2 because I am playing with a diagonal design. And I will put one up there, and I will put one down here. And then what I'm going to do then is break out my finishing touches. So my finishing touches on this page are going to be some of these fairy dewdrops, crystals, and gemstones. These are from Memory Box, and if I can find them, I'll link below, because these actually look like water drops. So I'm going to use the bubbles from Echo Park, but I'm also going to add a couple of these in. These are so pretty. This one here is actually called Christmas, but they are gorgeous colors. So I will just sprinkle some of those water bubbles in too. Now, a lot of people love playing with the Nuvo drops. I'm not a fan of them. In fact, I purged every single one that I had, and I just didn't like the way they look. So this is a good replacement if you like the look of those crystal drops from Nuvo, but you don't want the mess or the hassle. So these are just beautiful. So I will be doing that, and then I will add a little more sprinkle of color, like over here. I think I need a little bit more something. So that's when you break out the enamel dots, and I'll have that in the completed close-ups. Now I won't have any journaling because I do have a 2-page layout that goes along with this, and if you want to see that, I'm sure that'll be popping up over on my Patreon page sooner than later. Now the other thing is, on my Disney pages, I love to put a hidden Mickey. So on this one, I'm going to have 2 hidden Mickeys. So see if you can find that, and you can still get this Disney Punch. I'll have it listed below. In fact, I'll have a lot of links, so just hit the show more button and I'll have some links listed below. So definitely look for some hidden Mickeys. And congratulations, Joanne, on hitting your 1,000 milestone. I can't wait to see how many subscribers you get in a year from now, honestly. And thank you for asking me to join in on this hop, because, you know, I love this hobby. I love this scrapbooking community. And if you want to see more of the type of mood and feel we talk about at RTS, and we do a lot of series, we do a lot of scrapbooking, organizing, all of that kind of stuff, I will have my Patreon link listed below. Just hit the show more button. It's just $1 a month. It's just a place to hang out. That's all it is. Just a place to hang out. And also, we just wrapped up for International Scrapbook Day festivities, and I have it all laying here. We took this Echo Park New Day collection with a sticker sheet, and we cut it all up, and I gave you the guide and configurations and all that, and we ended up doing 20 layouts with one collection from Echo Park. So this is a beautiful collection. It's very versatile, and I'm not going to tell you how many photos we got scrapped, but definitely hop over, join in. That is still posted over there. A lot of people are still working on it, and we did the collection cut up last year, so we just did different configurations and things like that. A lot of fun. So again, I will have some completed close-ups. Hit the show more button. You'll see a lot more information, and I end my videos all the same way. Come back to RTS, because you never know what we're going to do. Bye.